Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Hello and welcome to another video. As usual, my name is Jeffrey. This is the Inquisitive Universe. Hello and welcome. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 phones that you can get for 150,000 naira. The top 5 phones that you can get for 150k. Let's get started. Now, I almost didn't want to do this video, to be honest. The last video I did not really get a lot of good feedback. I didn't really get any decent feedback at all. That's first one. Secondly, I have shot this video twice, right? The first time I shot it, I had to delete it because prices of phones moved up. And then I was like, oh, come on. And then I shot it a second time, and then I wanted to post the video of 100k, top 5 phones you can get for 100k first. I wanted to post that one first. So I was like, after I post this 100k video first, then I'll post the one of 150k. And I'm actually glad that I did, because by the time I wanted to post the one I had shot prior to this one, most of the phones in there were like 180, 190,000 naira. And I was so vexed. I think I talked about it on Telegram. I was so vexed. I just deleted everything. I was so pissed, right? But in the end, you know, yesterday somebody messaged me. I was like, bro, top 3 phones we can get for 150k now. Like, bro, just don't leave us hanging. So I was just like, you know what? Fine, I'm going to cover it. So that's why I'm here, to look at the top 5 phones that you can get for 150,000 naira. Now, these are the best phones that I could come up with in line with the pricing, because the pricing right now is, I don't want to swear on YouTube, but our earning power has been cut to shreds. That's the truth. Now, that would then take me to the question I usually ask in all these videos: what is your 150k worth? Generally speaking, 150k is where you should be able to start getting the benefits of using a decent smartphone. You're supposed to get good cameras here. You're supposed to get good performance here. You're supposed to get good battery life here. You're supposed to be getting, 1080p LCD displays here. You're supposed to be getting good stuff here. But unfortunately, when you step out and you go to a store and you don't do very good research like I have done here, what you are mostly going to be buying, I don't want to say it, it's horrible. The horror of it: Helio G37, Exynos 850, Unisoc T606. So that one is for that one. But definitely speaking, I have done the research for you, and hopefully the prices are not going to fluctuate too much, right? These are the top 5 phones that you can get for 150k. As always, I don't have a teleprompter. I have a notebook on my lap where I do my research. So let's get into it. Let's get started. Now, it was hard. Before I move on, let me just say this, right? It was hard, like, doing this, because looking for a decent phone for 150k is not as easy as it sounds. So I had to do a lot of digging and a lot of searching. I had to spend hours on Pointech and Slot and Raya and Revenues and all those big sites. I think Slot is actually the site that is most up to date. Pointech, they try, but I don't know. The guy in charge of their website is, the guy in charge of their website is, I don't know. Let me just say the guy in Slot is a lot more active than he is. But here are the top 5 phones that you can get for 150k. I'm going to start with the 5th one, and that is the Tecno Spark 10 5G. Some of you will be surprised. Oh, Tecno phone is on this list. Yes, like I said, I may have a fondness for certain brands, but when it comes to stuff like this, I report to you guys watching me, so I have to be as fair and as objective as possible. So the first phone on this list is the Tecno Spark 10 5G 8256 variant. Sells for 153,000 on Pointech. Now, it's got a very solid processor, the Dimensity 6020. Therefore, it's a 5G phone. Although that's where most of the good stuff about it ends. It's got a 720p display, a run-of-the-mill 50MP Samsung Gen 1 camera, 5000 milliampere battery with 18 watts of fast charge. Overall, very decent phone for the price. This phone is going to give you decent photography. It's going to play most of the games out there. On top of that, it's got 5G. What's not to love? And it sells for 153,000 naira. Fantastic. So that would then take us to number 4. Number 4 is one of my favorites, the Poco M5. This is the only phone that in the last 3 weeks hasn't really changed price much. So I don't know, I'm scared, because this is a very good phone. The Poco M5 Pro sells for 129,000 naira for the 6128 variant. This phone is dirt cheap. It uses a Helio G99 processor, which is actually on the same level as the Dimensity 6020. Yeah, it's got a 1080p LCD display, 50 megapixel Gen 1 camera, 5000 milliampere battery, and 18 watts of fast charge. So you get around the same performance as the only thing lacking here. This phone is basically the same as the Tecno Spark 10 5G. It's just that this one doesn't have 5G, but where it doesn't have 5G, what it lacks in 5G, it makes up for in a better display, 1080p display, compared to the 720p on the Tecno Spark 10 5G. And then let's move on to number 3 on our list, and that's the Poco M4 Pro from last year. The Poco M4 Pro is a very decent phone as well. The 6128 variant sells for around 140k, but it uses a Helio G96 processor. Helio G96 processor, yeah. What can I say? G96 and G99. G96 is actually, a bit lower in performance, but hey, it's got a 64 megapixel camera. So I think there are these trade-offs that you need to be checking. It's got a 64 megapixel camera, 1080p LCD display, and 18 watts of fast charge. Right, the specs are going to be on the screen. So yeah, so between the M4 Pro and the M5, I wasn't very sure on which one I wanted to be, like third or fourth, but in the at the end of the day, I just felt like, the G96, it should just be, because of the cameras. I know many people like cameras, and not a lot of people really care that much about performance, and the performance gap between the G99 and G96 is not all that wide anyway. So that's why it made my third place. So the Poco M4 is 5th, the Poco M5 is 4th, sorry, the Poco M5 is 4th, and the Poco M4 Pro is 3rd place, but they are easily interchangeable. You could put the M5 in 3rd place and the M4 Pro in 4th place. It wouldn't really matter anyway. So that would then take us to number 2, and this one is the Vivo V23e. Yes, a Vivo phone making my list. Actually, I prefer Vivo to Oppo. I don't know, I just think Vivo are fairer and they are better with their pricing and stuff. The Vivo V23e houses a Helio G96 processor as well, but this device has, here's why it's 2nd place, it's got a 1080p AMOLED display, 64 megapixel camera, and a 44 watts of fast charge on a slightly lesser 4050 mAh battery. So depends. I know at this level many people like AMOLED, so that's why this one is taking 2nd place here, the AMOLED display. The G96, like I said, the performance gap is not all that much, but the AMOLED display is I think it's going to be a huge draw, a huge pull to a lot of people, as well as having the better 64MP camera compared to the M5 and this Tecno Spark 10 5G. So that's why this one comes 2nd, and it's got better fast charge too. That's the thing. Right, so it sells for 145,000 last time I checked. Prices are always changing, but I did this research recently, and hopefully the Naira doesn't crash any further. So before number 1, I'm sure people want to hear number 1. Before number 1, honorable mentions go to the Tecno Spark 10 Pro, 146k, houses a Helio G88 processor, 1080p LCD, 50MP camera, 5000 mAh battery, and 18 watts of fast charge. And then there's also the Samsung Galaxy A23, also another very decent phone, Snapdragon 680, 1080p display, 50MP camera, 5000 mAh battery, 25 watts of fast charge, and it sells for 130,000. All of these phones are around the same performance range somewhat, yeah, but the G88 and 680 are further down. you know, G88 down, 680. Then you then see the Helio G96, and then you see the G99 at the top, the best performing phone here. And now that takes us to number 1 on this list, and that is the Redmi Note 11S. It's still available on Pointech. It sells for 150,000 on the dot for the 128 gig variant. It houses a Helio G96 processor. Again, this is what you're going to be expecting at this level. G96, 1080p AMOLED display, 108 megapixel camera, 5000 mAh battery, and 33 watts of fast charge. So that is the best phone on this list. Again, if you have 150k to spend on a smartphone, you should be getting nothing less than the Helio G96. I would have said Snapdragon 680 because that one is quite fair, 680, 685, but compared to the G96, no. And if you can still find G96 phones at this level, then those are what you should be getting for, because they'll give you better performance, a lot more better performance, better cameras, and better video as well, compared to phones like the Helio G88 and the Snapdragon 680. If you can get G99, even better. If you can get Dimensity 6060, Dimensity 700, Dimensity 800, even better. So that's the benchmark you should be setting for yourself at 150k. So these are the best phones that I could come up with. So please let me know if you want me to do the one for 200k. It's getting increasingly harder to do these videos because the pricing is always dropping and changing, jumping and changing. But that's that. As usual, my name is Jeffrey. Thanks for coming to watch me, and thanks for getting me to 1,000 subscribers, people. Thank you very much. It's taking a while. I'm going to be shooting a video on, you know, how I got this far, how we got this far. Thank you very much for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers, right? I'm so pleased. It's making me so excited. Thank you very much for that one. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.